Could there come a time where you're pro Ripple and maybe even to the point that you recommend clients to it? Is there a possibility?
I'm Bitcoin only, 100%. Like the truth is, I wouldn't even recommend Apple stock. Like there's no security. I'm not going to recommend
0% chance.
Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend a security because there's a counterparty to a security. But the position is like if you came public and you had your own security or token or whatever you had, I wouldn't recommend you either. But it's not because I'm not in favor of your business. I just think that.
Michael Saylor is a successful business leader and entrepreneur from the United States. He was born on February 4, 1965. MicroStrategy is a firm that offers corporate intelligence, mobile applications, and cloud-based services. He is the executive chairman of the company and was also one of the co-founders of the company. In the year 2000, Saylor was charged by the Securities and Exchange Commission's EC with illegally reporting MicroStrategy's financial statistics for the 2 years before the year 2000. Saylor served as the chief executive officer of MicroStrategy from 1989 to 2022. In a later settlement, he agreed to pay the Securities and Exchange Commission $350,000 in penalties and $8.3 million in personal disgorgement. MicroStrategy has spent billions of dollars to purchase more than 100,000 Bitcoins while Saylor has been in charge of the company. Saylor is a supporter of Bitcoin. A tax fraud lawsuit was settled in 2024 with him paying a fine of $40 million. His book, The Mobile Wave, How Malevolence Will Change Everything, was published in 2012 and was written by him. He is also the only trustee of Saylor Academy, which is an organization that offers free education via the internet. And now with his a little bit of biography, I believe you now know who is he and his influence in the crypto market. Michael Saylor, the outspoken chairman of MicroStrategy and an ardent champion for Bitcoin, has once again made his views on alternative digital assets such as XRP Crystal plain. During a recent appearance on the PBD podcast, Saylor highlighted his unrelenting focus on Bitcoin as the ultimate investing vehicle. He specifically stated that he has no interest in suggesting securities or other crypto assets to investors. Saylor responded to a query regarding whether or not he could ever recommend XRP to customers by saying, "I am completely and utterly committed to Bitcoin." To this day, Saylor continues to back digital assets such as XRP. In the meantime, Saylor made it clear that his viewpoint is not based on his objection to any particular project. Rather, it is based on his conviction that it is important to avoid risks associated with counterparties. His application of this idea extended beyond the realm of cryptocurrencies, as he claimed that he would not promote even well-known stocks such as Apple. His explanation, which emphasized his idea of concentrating on Bitcoin as a digital capital and a long-term store of value, was that securities have counterparties. Even though a judge in the United States ruled against it in July of last year, this remark may give the impression that the chairman of MicroStrategy continues to consider XRP to be a security. Saylor reaffirmed his belief that Bitcoin is the cornerstone of digital finance, referring to it as digital capital and stating that it is the most reliable investment in a sector that is prone to economic volatility. Saylor expressed optimism for a flourishing environment for digital assets, even though he is primarily focused on Bitcoin. According to what he said, it would be to the world's advantage if hundreds of thousands of digital items were developed and distributed. He foresees a future in which the market for digital assets grows from $3 trillion to $500 trillion, given that they adhere to ethical, economic, and technical standards that are sound. The statement that he made was, "I am very much in favor of digital innovation." But he also stressed that such assets have to be monetized under responsible circumstances. Arguments in favor of stablecoins regarding the subject of transactional assets. Saylor highlighted the tremendous potential of stablecoins like as the USD and USDC that are issued by Tether and Circle, respectively. Specifically, he spoke to the growing demand for digital currencies, which is particularly prevalent in places with fragile economies such as Venezuela and Cuba. He pointed out that stablecoins can meet the requirements of humanitarian organizations and provide a way to modernize the international monetary system. On the other hand, Saylor brought attention to the regulatory difficulties that exist in the United States, such as the absence of a predetermined structure for the issuance and transfer of stablecoins. I believe that stablecoins could grow from like $150 billion to $1 trillion, then $2 trillion. and eventually $10 trillion if they receive the appropriate regulatory support. Saylor went on to elaborate that the reason he is reluctant to recommend other cryptocurrencies or assets is because he is dedicated to preserving a concentrated investment strategy. You have to stay in your lane, he remarked, implying that expanding into other digital assets could potentially water down his fundamental values. Saylor continues to be steadfast in his conviction that Bitcoin is the financial system of the future. Despite the expanding panorama of digital assets and the several blockchain projects that are now underway, the majority of people in the cryptocurrency world share his perspective, which is that Bitcoin should be used as a hedge against inflation and a store of value. Investors who are looking for direction in this complex and rapidly changing environment will surely be influenced by Saylor's observations as the digital asset market continues to undergo further development throughout the conversation. The interviewer inquired as to whether or not there might ever be a scenario in which Saylor could endorse or suggest Ripple, a popular digital asset that is frequently connected with solutions for international payment transactions. I wouldn't recommend a security because there's a counterparty to a security Saylor explicitly stated, indicating that he was completely opposed to. He stressed that the foundation of his investment philosophy is the conviction that Bitcoin is the sole digital asset in which he has complete faith with his entire being. Chairman Gary Gensler of the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC issued a statement that hinted at the possibility of his departure from the commission. This is a shocking event. However, he was unable to provide a conclusive confirmation of this. Gensler insinuates that he may leave the SEC during his remarks. Gensler underlined the importance of bringing the rules of the road in the equity and treasury markets, as well as disclosure and corporate governance, up to date. Gensler also commented on his work in the cryptocurrency industry, mentioning that he inherited 80 enforcement cases, one of which was the lawsuit against Ripple from the administration that was already in place, which was led by Jay Clayton. He contended that the majority of cryptocurrencies have no practical applications other than speculative trading and the possibility of being used for illegal purposes. The implication that he would be parting ways with the Securities and Exchange Commission was the component of his statement that drew the attention of the wider cryptocurrency community. Towards the end of his address, he voiced this viewpoint, conveying a sense of accomplishment in improving the United States capital market with other remarkable SE staff. The comment, which appeared to be a farewell letter, has sparked speculation that Gensler may intend to quit the Securities and Exchange Commission before the inauguration of Donald Trump, which is scheduled to take place on January 20. Recall that on the very first day of his presidency, Trump committed to dismiss Gensler without delay. React is the CEO of Ripple and the chairman of MicroStrategy. The impending departure of Gensler was met with favorable responses from members of the cryptocurrency community, as was to be expected. Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, and Michael Saylor, executive chairman of MicroStrategy, both made comments regarding the potential impact that Gensler's departure could have on the cryptocurrency business.